Guys, welcome to the show. Let me start with this crazy news. A lot of people are celebrating it. Actually not convenience stores. It is, let me pull it up. It actually didn't pull up. But vending machines that are powered by artificial intelligence are selling ammunition for guns in grocery stores in Alabama and Oklahoma. So they're selling ammo at grocery stores via vending machines, which sounds, man, it sounds great in theory. I'm like, man, this is awesome. Can walk into a vending machine, throw in some cash, get out some rounds. But it probably doesn't take cash, number one. It probably takes some type of card, some way to record keep. It sounds like a setup to me. When something's too good to be true, it typically is. Probably an ATF honeypot is what that is. Anyway, we've been talking a lot about the elections coming up. I mean, Joe Biden is derailing every day. It's getting worse. Dementia, his staff, his doctors are meeting with Parkinson's specialists and so on and so forth. There's something definitely wrong with this man, okay? Now, CNN is really going hard at Joe Biden. If you've seen anything since the debate with Donald Trump, they have been going so hard to kick Joe Biden out of the election, out of the running. And a radio host was actually just fired after she revealed to CNN that she was given questions, specific questions that she could ask Joe Biden. Hear it for yourself.
4 questions, and maybe that's what you were allowed to ask by the campaign or the White House. But they were essentially the same questions, both interviews, about accomplishments, progress in your respective state, what's at stake in the election, what he has to say about his debate performance, and what he would say to voters who think their vote doesn't matter or might sit this election out. Were those questions given to you by the White House, or did you have, or the campaign, or did you have to submit questions ahead of this interview?
The questions were sent to me for approval. I approved them.
Okay, so the White House sent the questions to you ahead of the interview?
Yes.
Okay.
I got several questions, 8 of them, and the 4 that were chosen were the ones that I approved.
Okay. And the reason I ask is not a criticism of either of you. It's just that if the White House is trying now to prove the vim, vigor, acuity of the president, I don't know how they do that by sending questions.
So you see they're going hard at him. They're basically saying he's mentally gone, that he's given specific questions. Now, this lady, again, was fired after she revealed this, right? So the company she worked for, Accountability, Access, and a Path Forward, Why Black Media Matters. On July 3rd, the first post-debate interview with President Joe Biden was arranged and negotiated independently by Word Radio host Andrea Lawful Sanders without knowledge, consultation, or collaboration with Word management. The interview featured predetermined questions provided by the White House, which violates our practice of remaining an independent media outlet accountable to our listeners. As a result, Ms. Lawful Sanders and Word Radio have mutually agreed to part ways effective immediately. So she was fired after she revealed that she was given specific questions by the White House. This is the thing, when Trump is questioned, he gets thrown all kinds of stuff, and he just has to go with it. But Joe Biden has to be given specific questions, which he can't even answer. He's mumbling. I don't know if you guys saw the ABC interview that was supposed to actually, I think, be his last attempt at keeping his running, but it was a disaster. He said that he got more crowds. He pulled in more crowds than Trump, and the interviewer said, no, you don't want to go to that, right? Then he said he developed NATO, all this sort of bizarre things. And again, he's mentally gone. And I'm going to talk more to that in a moment, in the fact of what I think is really happening and what's really taking place here. But I want to show this one viral video that's been going around, and we'll get to Gavin Newsome in a moment, but because that's very telling as well. But I want to get this viral video and just show you that Aryan Joe, who he really is. Okay, I'm going to talk over the video here. Now, I want you to see this here, this young black lady right here. She's holding up a sign. She's very happy because she's about to meet Joe Biden. Obviously, she's a supporter. And this young girl, regardless of the party, this is probably one of the most exciting days of her life. Now, look at this Democrat waves her to tells her to put a sign down. Let me back that up. This white Democrat, because they're all deep down racist. Look, put the sign down. Look at her. Put the sign down. She swats it down. Now, I don't know what she's saying here, but I think she's playing that she has a sign there. She's, what have you. But again, regardless of her party, if you just look at this open-minded, this is a young girl that's going to, one of the most exciting days of her life. She gets to meet the president. Now she's sad. You see her. She's already got scolded by this old bat right here. She's trying to keep on a happy face. These guys are taking, look at her, smiling. Joe Biden, Aryan Joe, doesn't even look at her. Walks right past her, this old bat here. Now, I wanted to show that video. I'm going to show another angle here because I want you to see something else. Beyond that, here's kind of from a different angle here, a little bit more clear. Yeah, someone said that he said he was the first black vice president, female vice president to serve with a black president. I actually did a video about that the other day. But look, he goes past her. This is the scene you see. But then he goes behind her. He just totally just disrespects this young girl. Goes behind her. This young girl then has to move out of the way so they can hug and take. They're going to take a selfie. Look, she taps him on the shoulder, hoping that he acknowledges her. But Aryan Joe shows his true colors. He doesn't care about black people. He never has. He made a big mockery in 2020 to try to get the votes because of George Floyd. And it worked. They fell for it. A lot of voters fell for that. Of all races, they fell for that. And but you can see, man, Aryan Joe walked right past this young girl. Probably, again, happiest day of her life. She's probably been sitting there forever. He's stumbling around, but I saw this tweet here. The moment she realized that her hero doesn't like black people. It's absolutely right. It almost reminds me of the racist commercial they had where Joe Biden went and sat down and ate fried chicken with a black family. Like these folks do not care about black people. They don't care about people in general, in reality. But, we talked to this the other day. Now, Big Mike Obama, has said she's not running. However, I still feel there's something going to go on. The poll, Michelle Obama is only Democrat who could beat Donald Trump. The only Democrat. Now, is this something that is real, or is this what they want you to believe? That so when Donald Trump is beaten by Big Mike, that it's not a surprise to people because Big Mike comes in right at the last minute after he's been saying he's not going to run, and then comes into the last minute and then beats Donald Trump. I don't know what to believe. And it may be true. Maybe Michelle Obama does poll better. I don't know. But I think what we're seeing is something of a soft coup within the Democrat Party. Now, we've talked about coups and things like that, but I think that it is a soft coup. I think that Joe Biden is determined that he will be running, but it's because mentally he's gone. You can't even tell the man that he's not running. And I just think he doesn't realize what he's being asked, that he's being asked to step down. And they're trying to do it in a way that saves face with the DNC. But he maintains he's running. Hunter Biden has been in all the meetings. And Jill Biden has also maintained that he's running. So what I think we're going to see is a soft coup within the DNC, okay? And so They asked Gavin Newsome. Now, I want you to watch his body language. This is important. The body language is the most important part.
Joe Biden was to drop out. Would you support Vice President Kamala Harris?
Yeah, I don't even like playing into the hypotheticals, because last night was about sort of locking down any doubt or ambiguity, and then we start running in different directions, zigging and zagging, all that kind of speculation, and that gets in the way of progress. It's a legitimate question, and I respect and appreciate it. But if you can appreciate my point of view that it's very unhelpful, and it's exactly the question and answer that the Republican Party right now wants us to have, and that kind of two-way conversation, give and take, I'm not going to play into that. Joe Biden's our president. He said he's all in. I doubled down, said I'm all in. And not only that, I'm here with you to prove it.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
So let's back that up again. And I'm going to cut sound. Just look at his body language. This looks like a man either on drugs, which I don't believe this is drugs. I think this is a man that's extremely nervous of the question, because he does not want Kamala to get it. Because if Kamala gets it, it'll be 8 years before he can run for president. Because make no mistake, Gavin Newsom wants to be the president of the United States. So that's truly what I believe by this body language. I believe that Gavin Newsom wants to be president. And so when he was asked that question, he doesn't want to not support Kamala, but he doesn't want to support Kamala because he does not want to give her the possibility of being president for 8 years, and in turn, he can't run. So, I mean, the fix would have to be in. The fix would have to be in, like 2020, for it to happen. Kamala polls terribly. She does poll better than Joe Biden. But to even catch her up to speed, to debate, to battle going forward would be very, very difficult task. It would. Now, yesterday, there was a lot of talk online about Joe Biden experiencing a medical emergency on Air Force One, and they had to ground it. Now, the media tried to cover this up. You're not going to find out anywhere. But this was going around all across social media that he had a medical emergency. Now, what's odd about that is that Biden campaign canceled a fundraiser scheduled this month in Wisconsin, and several other events across the country may be canceled as well. So what I think you're going to see is a soft coup, meaning that he will drop out towards the end and become, they'll get their new nominee who they really want. Joe Biden will not run for president. That's not happening. I don't care what the news is telling you. That's not going to happen. And it's like, I don't know if you've seen that movie, Arnold, where he talks about how he jumped in right at the last minute. And whenever I was talking about running, and I met with a very well-known senator years ago, he said the best way to do it is to jump in right before the election. Don't give your opponent a lot of time to dig up dirt on you, to campaign against you. That way you come out of nowhere, and they have very little time to react to you. Now, if Trump's team was intelligent, they would already be planning for this type of thing to happen. But again, you have to be aware Joe Biden will not be president. There's no way. The ABC interview was a disaster, which was supposed to help him. He's dropping fundraisers. They even canceled an event today that was scheduled in Philadelphia that Joe Biden was supposed to be at today. So is it something they're trying to cover up, this medical emergency, what it really is? I think so. I do think so. I think we're going to see that is probably going to be the easiest angle for them to go to get Joe Biden out. Obviously, he's in mental decline. It's going to be an easy way out, and it's going to be, as Von Jones said, a respectable way out for Joe Biden. Whether it will be Michelle Obama, Kamala, or Gavin, to me, those are the only front runners they have. And Gavin Newsome just said that he would not support Kamala Harris. And in other language, that's what he really said. That's what he was going for, because he's not going to support his competition, man. This is Game of Thrones, guys. That's what this is. It's Game of Thrones. Don't you think it's odd we have Republican, Democrat, and Independent, and they didn't even allow RFK Jr.? That should tell you all that you need to know. Whether you like the guy or not, just looking at this from an open mind, they didn't even allow him to compete. So what that tells you is American people have no say in truly what goes on. Anyhow, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. Make sure you like, share, comment, and remember to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.